C is okay.
Alrighty, third graders. Today we're going to do a lesson on fire safety because we are going to be having a fire drill later today. So it's really important that we think about what we're about to learn. And we're going to do a packet. So I will give you 2 minutes to preview through the packet.
More like 2 seconds.
Ian, would you please pick up your packet and treat my materials with respect?
Sorry. You know that video of that guy that goes like this? He's like this on the subway? No?
No.
Okay, my friends, our 2 minutes are up. Let's put our packets down and our eyes are on me. Fires can be very, very scary. In a matter of seconds, a room could be full of smoke where you can't see. It could become dark and unrecognizable, even though you live there and you might know it like the back of your hand. It can be hard to make really good decisions in this kind of situation. And these kind of decisions that we have to make are decisions that could save your life. So we're gonna start with our first activity, which is the first page of your packet. All of my friends are going to get a color crayon out of their pencil box. And we are going to highlight the poor decisions in this story. This is a fake news article about 2 boys and their babysitter. They accidentally start a fire in their house and they make a lot of poor decisions. So we are going to try to learn from their poor decisions. Everybody get out your pointer power and follow along with me. Children playing with matches were to blame for a house fire last night that injured 2 brothers ages 8 and 11 and their 14-year-old babysitter, the fire department investigators said. Can anyone identify from the first paragraph what started the fire?
Matches.
Matches.
Children.
Children playing with matches. That might not be a great decision. I'm sure we can use our color crayons and color over that poor decision. Next paragraph. Pointer power. The boys were playing with matches in an upstairs bedroom, which they accidentally ignited the curtains. Fearing they would get in trouble, the children fled to another bedroom and hid in a closet. All right, so we know that they were playing with matches again, and we highlighted that in our first paragraph. Does anybody know what ignited means?
Start.
To
What
start?
Happened at night.
Ignited. That doesn't mean happened at night, but I like the track that Bosaba was on. She said it started. So ignited could mean that they started the fire. And then I see a pretty poor decision in there. Can anybody identify the poor decision in the second paragraph?
They didn't put it out.
Ooh, good. That's also bad, but maybe they didn't know how to. Yes, Taylor?
They hid in the closet.
They hid in the closet.
Instead of leaving the house.
Instead of leaving and finding help, they just hid because they thought they were going to be in trouble. That's not a good decision. Next paragraph. According to officials, the brothers did try to escape when the room became filled with smoke, but they ran back to get their pet goldfish. Can anybody identify a poor decision in that paragraph?
They went back to get their pet.
They did. They went back to go get their pet goldfish.
They can always get a new one.
Yeah, do you think that that was a great idea? No. Next paragraph. The babysitter, who was in the basement, didn't realize the house was on fire until the second floor was already engulfed in flames.
Oh my.
The house had smoke alarms, but the batteries were dead. Does anybody know what engulfed means?
To play golf.
To play golf. Good idea. But actually, engulfed means to be filled with. So, in other words, the second floor was already filled with flames when the babysitter realized. Does anybody else see probably a poor decision in that paragraph? Something to do with batteries.
We're dead.
Oh, the batteries in the smoke alarm were dead. That is not good.
Nope.
Alrighty, moving on. The sitter attempted to rescue the children herself, but was overcome by the heat and smoke. A neighbor who saw the flames called 911. Firefighters used ladders to reach to the second floor and found the siblings in the closet. The sitter was found at the bottom of the stairs. All three remain hospitalized today in serious condition.
That was dark.
I know, Alexis. That is a very dark
I'm
story.
scared. I wasn't expecting that.
And
I thought
that's
they were
why our activity for this sheet today is going to be to discuss how we can change our highlighted poor decisions to make a better outcome of this story. Does anybody have ideas of how we could change the outcome to this story to make sure that the boys and the babysitter ended up okay? Taylor.
The boys didn't play with the matches.
If they never played with matches in the first place, we wouldn't be in this problem.
The babysitter yelled at them.
Oh, if the babysitter was maybe watching them better.
Put new batteries in the alarm.
Oh, having batteries in the smoke detector would have told the fire department to come right away. That would have been very, very helpful. Okay, I liked your sharing. Next, so we're going to turn to the next page of our packet and start our fire science activity. The first thing we need to know about this activity is that fire needs 3 things to burn. Does anybody have an idea of what those 3 things would be based on our worksheet?
Fuel, oxygen, nitrogen.
Fuel, oxygen, I heard, and heat. So fuel is anything that will burn, like wood or paper or leaves or gasoline, which is gas that you put in your car. Heat can come from a match, like they did in the article, or it could come from an electrical spark. And oxygen is the air that we breathe. So for our next activity, we are going to read an article, and then we're going to answer the questions on the page. And then I read the article, because it's kind of like 2 pages, and the teacher would just read it really fast. And discuss amongst the article points. Moving on to our answering of questions. Number 1, why is it important not to open a door if the doorknob is hot?
Fire's on the other side.
Oh, that could mean that fire's on the other side. Could you burn your hand from touching that doorknob?
Yeah.
Ouch. Why is crawling under smoke safer than walking through it? We read this in the article. I wonder. Think back.
Smoke rises.
Yes, because smoke rises, leaving more smoke-free air to breathe closer to the ground. Why is running a bad idea when your clothes are on fire?
Because the air comes through.
Because of the oxygen. The rolling,
Oh.
or the running is like using air to flames. It's like putting a fan on flames and giving it more air. So when you're running around, it creates like a fan for the flames, which only makes them grow because that's one thing that fire needs to burn. Why is stop, drop, and roll a good idea?
Not the fire.
Rolling deprives the fire of
Oxygen.
oxygen. Why will a wooden house burn faster than a brick one?
Specific heat capacity.
Great idea. Because wood burns faster than brick. It's more flammable. How does a fire extinguisher work?
The foam deprives the oxygen.
The
Our
foam
firefighters were not-
deprives the oxygen of the fire. So that way, if you take away the oxygen from fire, it can't burn anymore. It seems like that's a pattern.
Isn't there an acronym for it, like PASS or PACE?
There might be. We'll have to look that up later. How do fire doors work?
They close when the alarms go off.
They let the
Yes, they
fire
do.
burn in a way that it can't get through.
Yeah.
They delay the spread of the smoke and the heat and the flames. They close it off and try to stop it. They prevent it from happening and spreading. Why do firefighters carry compressed air and not oxygen in their tanks?
Oxygen's flammable.
Because oxygen is flammable. Great answer, Alexis. Now, for our last activity, we're all gonna come to the carpet and we're gonna share a little bit. We're gonna do a little bit of sharing. Great job recording all your answers on that last worksheet. Okay, so we all came to the circle.
I'll share it.
We're sitting. And we're going to do 3 of these.
Alright.
If anybody wants to share out what they think that they would do, go ahead and raise your hand after I say what the situation is. You find your little cousin playing with matches in the basement. What do you do?
I'm not gonna give you those matches.
Ooh, violence is not always the answer, Bosaba, but I like how you wanted to take the matches away from him. Great, share. Oh, Taylor, do you have something to share?
I'm gonna tell your parents.
Oh, you might want to tell your parents because your parents might want to tell your little cousin that that's not a super safe thing to be doing. Okay, let's try number 4. Fire is blocking the doorway. What do you do?
Just wait for the firefighters.
Wait for the firefighters. Should you try to get out and be
You
safe?
should jump out the window.
Jump out the window, but what if it's
Okay.
really, really high up?
Well,
Too bad.
You should fly.
Okay, we are going to skip that one. Your clothes catch on fire. What do you do?
Stop, drop, and roll.
Stop, drop, and roll. Can anybody tell me why?
It deprives the oxygen.
It deprives the
Flame.
oxygen from the flame. Next thing, we're going to have a quiz. I know that all of you are going to do great on this quiz. It's only 5 questions, so don't worry. Don't worry at all. Great quiz taking, 3rd graders.
Wait, the first one. Well, if there's a fire, you should stop. Call 911 before getting out.
Now, I want all of you to go home and talk about your family fire escape plan. Everybody should have a fire escape plan at their house. And everybody should know at least 2 exits out of your house at all times. Now, with our remaining time, you guys can do this fire department word search. It's really fun. And there might be some words that you don't know on there that you might have to use the dictionary to figure out what it means if you really don't know. Otherwise, I'm glad that you guys have gained more knowledge about fire safety today. And hopefully we're all going to make healthier and